Listen to Sergio Sanchez every morning on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Parami app. Stay informed with exclusive interviews from top local and state leaders, plus economic development news, business, and medical reports, and all the local news from the RGV. It's everything you need to know to start your day right. Sergio Sanchez and News Talk 710 KURV on the free Radio Parami app. Download it now.
25%. Now, on Wall Street, stocks could drop again after that big market rebound. Dow futures falling about 500 points the day after gaining the Dow nearly 3,000. The NASDAQ surged 12%, its second biggest day ever. An American who was jailed in Russia is now flying back home. Ksenia Karelina was set free in a prisoner swap. Karelina, a dual U.S.-Russian citizen, was convicted of treason, and her crime, donating $51 to a charity for Ukraine while she was in the U.S., arrested for that when she returned to Russia to visit family.
The Wall Street Journal reports that in return, the U.S. has released Arthur Petrov. He's a German-Russian dual citizen who was arrested in Cyprus in 2023. United States law enforcement wanted him over an alleged scheme to supply the Russian military with microelectronics.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The House may vote today if Republicans can unite on the budget blueprint the Senate passed funding the president's agenda, but Fox's Brooke Singman reports.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tried to bring the bill to a vote last night, but did not have enough support from GOP lawmakers after a lengthy meeting with holdouts who couldn't reach an agreement. The vote was then canceled, but Johnson says he remains optimistic.
For all those in the media who doubt us, you continue to doubt us, and we continue to deliver, and we will again.
Some conservatives are demanding bigger spending cuts. They keep finding more bodies in the rubble of the nightclub roof collapse disaster in the Dominican Republic. The number of deaths, 218. America's listening to Fox News.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
A big drug bust in Florida. The Justice Department and Coast Guard seized 45,000 pounds of cocaine worth $500 million at Port Everglades. The U.S. blames two Mexican drug cartels for playing a key role in the smuggling, and FBI Director Kash Patel says
the Department of Defense, the United States Coast Guard, from HSI, from FBI, from DEA, and so many others. They are going to get all the drugs off the streets.
Last month, Patel went to Virginia to oversee an immigration raid, arresting a man they alleged to be an MS-13 gang leader, but the charges against him may be dropped.
Court documents show the DOJ has acted to dismiss the case against Henry Villatoro Santos. His arrest was announced in March at a news conference with Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, who accused Villatoro Santos of multiple violent crimes. The decision now is to dismiss any charges he faces without prejudice, meaning any counts could be reinstated. There is word the charges are being dropped to fast-track his deportation. It's not known if charges will be brought back once Villatoro Santos is removed from the country, or when that removal will take place. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Immigrants who want to come to the U.S. legally are going to be under more scrutiny.
In a statement, a Department of Homeland Security agency said that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will now consider the social media of immigrants and those applying for a visa, looking for what it calls anti-Semitic activity. The agency also says it will take into consideration any physical harassment of Jewish people, viewing that and the posts as grounds for denying immigration benefit requests.
As Fox's Tanya J. Powers, free speech advocates are condemning this, saying it's surveillance and singling out immigrants. They are getting underway in Augusta, Georgia, the Masters starting its golf's first major tournament of the year. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
With a special edition of the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas. Along with show producer Fred Cruz at 710 KURV HQ in Mission, Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Sergio Sanchez, broadcasting from Houston today at the RGV Rioplex Direct Foreign Investment Summit. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording on standby, so stay tuned. In the news, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley planning to expand its research into artificial intelligence. University getting just over $2 million from the National Science Foundation, going to study AI technology and enhance student offerings on AI and other high technology. UTRGV also going to partner with Georgia Institute of Technology on research to help AI monitor things like infrastructure, highways, and railroads. From the just concluded NCAA tournament up in Central Texas, up in San Antonio, comes word of a different victory and something that matters. Homeland Security investigating the reports of victims being sex trafficked, and they announced that they were able to save 8 women who were being trafficked for sex at the NCAA men's final tournament this past weekend. Homeland Security saying that the rescues resulted from a full-day operation during the Final Four from April 5th through the 7th, involved state authorities and local authorities as well. They did not provide much detail as to who the victims were. It's 7:06 on the Valley's Morning News. Up in Austin, the state version of President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency is close to becoming a Texas chapter.
14, and it would establish the Texas Regulatory Efficiency Office within the governor's office. State Rep. Giovanni Capriglione sponsored the legislation in the House.
In the state of Texas, we have over 274,000 rules and regulations. What this office would do is come up with recommendations on getting rid of some of them that are unnecessary.
Governor Abbott would appoint members to a regulatory efficiency panel to advise him. A point of question for State Rep. Ana Maria Rodriguez Ramos.
Creating the risk of prioritizing political allies or industry insiders over independent experts without built-in checks.
The State House approved the plan. One more vote and it's headed to the governor's desk.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
The Electric Reliability Council of Texas, their latest energy demand forecast for Texas, showing a massive expansion in one area.
Data centers growing across Texas, housing large amounts of IT equipment, could drive energy demand substantially in the coming years. Woody Rickerson with the Electric Reliability Council of Texas presented the forecast this week.
In 2030, the forecast, the TSP part of the forecast for data centers was 29,000. 2020, that grew to almost 78,000 in 2025. So that's where most of that load growth is coming.
Rickerson also showed previous generation to keep up with demand, including most recently more wind and solar coming online.
The time is 7:08. This is News Talk 710 KURV. We're broadcasting from Houston from RGV Rioplex and their Foreign Investment Summit taking place today with about 15 foreign investors. We got, well, actually 15 countries providing some potential foreign investments in South Texas. We'll hear more about that here pretty soon, so stick around. Time for AccuWeather, and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nording joining us. I want to say thank you first to Dougie over there on Monte Cristo in Edinburgh. Purina feed is the best. That's why Doug at Martin Farm and Ranch carries it. He's a certified dealer. Martin Farm and Ranch certified dealer for Purina feed. If you stop by, you say hi to Dougie first. Meteorologist Jeffrey Nording joining us and raising the temperature a bit, up in the low 90s for today?
Yeah, that's the plan. So we're going to be, sitting in the mid to upper 80s, low 90s. And that's going to be the case through the week.
I can't hear Jeffrey, by the way. You talk to me over. I can read the forecast.
the jingle is too loud, I think.
There he is. There's
there
Jeffrey.
I am.
All right, let's get him going. So let's start from the beginning, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
See, now that's where I get the mixed minus feed back. 1 second delay.
So,
the beauties of technology. Okay.
Yes.
I'll let you do all the talking since I hear myself 1 second late Temperatures low 90s for how many days would you say, Jeff?
Yeah, upper 80s, low to mid 90s, pretty much through the weekend too. And we're going to be looking at sunshine pretty much every day. Bit of a breeze starts to kick up on Saturday, and that's going to last all the way through Monday. Next week, Wednesday, we could see some showers push through. That'll be a frontal system of some sort or a boundary, and that's going to take temperatures back from the 90s into the low to upper 80s. So that'll be a little bit cooler day. Dallas area is going to be under pretty much sunshine next few days in the mid to upper 80s and upper 70s at times. Houston, for you, pretty much upper 80s today and tomorrow, and then mid 80s Saturday. And then San Antonio will be approaching 90 pretty much every day.
I think I brought the Valley weather with me. I seem to recall our conversation yesterday and the day before. Temperatures in the upper 80s for us. And we weren't talking about 90s. And now we're talking about 90s for the Valley. Oh, and upper 80s for Houston.
Yep.
I think I'll drive back today, see if I can take the temperature of the 80s the Valley later in the day. All right. Any rain in that tail end of that, whatever is crossing and going to lower temperatures in the 80s in a few days?
Yeah, just a little bit of rain on Wednesday, and that's going to be in the morning and early afternoon. That's about it.
All right. Travel forecast is good, though, for Texas today.
Yep. Good. All sunny and dry for the next few days. No one's seeing rain except for the southern Rio Grande Valley and San Antonio on Tuesday night.
All right, pal. The current temperatures across the valley. What you got?
We're at 63 in Brownsville, 65 McAllen, 61 in Harlingen, 64 in Weslaco, Edinburgh 57, and 57 in Houston.
Did you check the national days? I didn't check the menu for today.
I can pull them up real quick here. I got this schedule pulled up. So April 7th through the 10th. Today is Thursday, National Siblings Day. Shout out to my sister who's sleeping next door and my brother who's in North Carolina.
What Jeffrey's referring to is that he's broadcasting from his mom's house.
Yep.
Like, we're serious. Like, he's in the basement at his mom's house. AccuWeather has sent him to Minnesota to work permanently from his mom's basement. So that's why his sister's sleeping. I didn't want you to think like Jeffy's in a cubicle at AccuWeather HQ and his sister's like underneath the desk. That's taking a nap right now. All right, Jeffy, we'll speak with you next hour.
See ya.
That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. Hey, look at that. We're back in the 90s for the Valley. Chihuahuas. I thought we were going to avoid that for a while. 93, 94 today, and then 90 tomorrow. 96 by Sunday. Oh, goody. Time to go back to the beach. Time is 7:12 on News Talk 710 KURV. I'm broadcasting from Houston, from RGV Rioplex. This combined local, the private public effort to bring together top leadership in business, top leadership in county, city. Also, the governor's office will be here today. They got about 15 nations they will be making a pitch to come to the Valley, set up in the Valley. We've got the assets that you need. It's the Direct Foreign Investment Summit, RGV Rioplex from Houston, and we got plenty of conversations to share with you, so stick around. Meantime, let me share a bit more news with you. There's a new study suggests that hearing loss can increase your risk of heart failure.
Researchers at the UK Biobank say they've found that those with mild hearing issues had a 15% increased risk of heart failure, while those with poor hearing had a 28% increased risk of heart failure. Experts believe the isolation caused by hearing issues may lead to heart problems. They say it's also possible that heart issues may affect blood vessels in the ear. I'm Michael Kastner.
You know what's also possible, Freddie, is that if you don't listen to La Wifa, she'll throw el sartén, she'll throw the pan at you, hit you in the head. That will lead to heart failure as well, potentially, right? An 18-wheeler next to you. Yeah, well, I mean, if she hits you hard enough, well, yeah, lights out, man, forever. But listen intently. Let's see. This from Southeast Texas here in the Houston area, and an 18-wheeler next to you on the highway with no human driver. Oh, what could possibly go wrong? It is technology that will soon be tested in Metro Houston only on the highways.
If we weren't worried, we wouldn't be paying attention to the policies, to the legislation, to the regulations, to the things that we need to be paying attention to.
The name of the company is, let me see if I have it here. Aurora is launching here in Southeast Texas with the first autonomous big rig. And folks in the trucking industry, you just heard from John Esparza, they're watching this with great interest and saying they're not concerned they're going to lose jobs because you will always need a driver behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler when driving inside the city. Time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We're also doing several platforms live. We got X, YouTube, Facebook. We're doing all that live stuff right now, 710 KURV. We're broadcasting from the RGV Rioplex Direct Foreign Investment Summit. We got top leadership in government and business, not all of them, but a good chunk of them representing the RGV and selling. It's all about sales, isn't it? We've got the people, we've got the land, we've got the education assets, we've got everything that is needed to land some of these companies looking to set up shop in the United States. Let's do it. My conversation from Hidalgo County Judge with Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez next on 710 KURV.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Our video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Charlie Kirk here, host of The Charlie Kirk Show. Join me as we dive deep in the headlines and challenge the narrative and uncover the stories that matter to you. Weeknights starting at 8 on News Talk 710 KURV.
News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Also at Radio Parami. We're broadcasting from Houston right now. News on 710 KURV. A service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. News Talk 710 KURV. News Talk 710 KURV, and we're broadcasting. It's a historic broadcast, I would say, here on KURV for truly a historic event. It's this Rioplex. I've been trying to describe it as a private-public venture casting a huge net. We're trying to catch some industry, jobs for the area. We got some potential investors that are meeting with top leadership from key leaders and top mayors, and of course our county judges as well, for Cameron County, for Hidalgo County as well, top education leadership as well. We work together, we lock arms. Maybe we can, as we unfurl the sails, maybe we can capture some of that economic development energy, reshore energy, and foreign investment. We have at least 15, if I remember what Joaquin Sommer told me, so 15 countries. I was going to say 25, but it's 15 countries that are attending this powwow with South Texas leadership of industry and leadership of our local governments and educational institutions and other institutions like the Port of Brown and our land ports as well. As you can see on 710 KURV Facebook, 710 KURV X, and 710 KURV YouTube. Yeah, we're doing all the online stuff, all the cameras and all. We've gone through great effort to try to provide a good show. And appreciate you listening to KURV Radio, talking about all this economic stuff. Again, Rioplex, this private-public venture, see if we can land some more jobs in industry for South Texas. Our county judge for Hidalgo County, dear friend, Richard Cortez, joining me right now. Let me just sidebar mention, one of the more special memories I have of my friend is when he won the mayor's post in McAllen. Ooh, man. To do old broadcast, old style news reporting. And all I remember was at HQ there, I guess at the old Slotsky's there next to where Harbor Freight is there on North 10th. That's what the HQ for the Richard Cortez for mayor HQ. Tony Aguirre, a mutual friend of ours, he started yelling, Richard won! Richard won! He won mayor! And everybody else is watching Channel 5. They're all watching Channel 5. What are you talking about? No, Channel 5 hasn't said it. It's because Tim Sullivan, yours truly, Fred Cruz, and we were all counting the numbers. It was pretty basic numbers from City Hall. There was no way for anybody else to win. I don't remember who we were running against back then. I just know that we called it. and it was real special to hear that story from Tony Aguirre. Anyway, back to the topic.
It was a special night. Yes. Yeah.
Things are so different now compared to, what was that, like 20 years ago? Something like that?
2005, yeah.
A very different valley.
20 years ago.
Did you ever think we'd be in a position like this, my friend, where we have a spaceport? We have liquefied natural gas at the Port of Brownsville. We have high tech on the way, confirmed, but you'll be hearing about it in the near future. We got big stuff coming down in Cameron County here pretty soon. Isn't it amazing how the valley economy has evolved in the past 30 years?
It really is, but it's just the beginning. Yeah. And we shouldn't be happy with what we have because we deserve and we're able to do more.
And one of the projects that is near and dear to your heart is this prosperity. I'll call it anti-poverty prosperity task force that you set up. For folks that are not familiar with it, by the way, just let's do a quick rewind. Take me back to the beginning.
Sure. There, look, to me, one of the biggest problems that we have in Hidalgo County was we have a very high percentage of people in poverty. When you compare us to the state of Texas and other areas in the United States, we're way behind. So to me, I believe that the best investment we can do for ourselves is to invest in our people, to try to get them out of poverty. You know, if we help people in poverty and keep giving the money every year, we're really not helping them. We're just continuing the burden of having to have to provide financial relief to some of the people in poverty. So I want to change them out of the welfare line to the taxpayer line, and they benefit and we benefit because we're creating a productive member of society. And for that, I think we need to help them do that.
Well, obviously, the path of least resistance would be for more industry and more jobs to be available. And we got the resources to provide for all that. We got the land, we got the schools that can get people trained like real quick.
Well, Sergio, look, UTRGV, South Texas College, now Texas A&M, we're doing a fairly good job in creating human capital and creating graduates. But it does us no good if the jobs are not here, if they have to leave this area to get a job, to reward them for their additional education. So not only are we tasked of creating that human capital, we need to be better at job opportunities for them. In order for us to do that, we have to attract investment here. And that takes effort, that takes a plan, that takes a certain initiative to do that. And that's what we're doing now. And in fact, I'm just so proud of what we're doing here today and see the people that are here, see the people that are behind what we're trying to do. I think we're some in exciting times right now.
It's interesting that I've never seen this before, this private public get together to try to hurry up. Let's speed up the process of landing industry. And I've mentioned this before. It's almost like by providence. What a season, what a day to be doing something like this, receiving, talking with people who have come to us to seek investment in the United States of America. Hey, the Valley, perfect place. We got the young population, we got the schools, we got the land, we got the seaport, we got international bridges, all of these. And that's what's being presented to these potential international investors at a time when all of a sudden investing in the United States of America for manufacturing is real popular because of policy change.
Well, absolutely. Well, sir, we're right smack in the middle of three very large economies, the U.S., Texas, and Mexico. And we're the only ones that can offer, all connectivity for land, sea, air, and even rail. So I think we're very attractive. The thing is that people need to know who we are, where we are, and what we can offer. And that's what we're here for, to let them know.
Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez, our guest. We're broadcasting 710 KURV, broadcasting from Houston. We are at the Rioplex, the Foreign Direct Investment Summit, first one ever. And I suspect this will be the first of several near future. Initially, Joaquin Sparmer told me that they were able to contact, I believe it was like 40 or 50. I want to say it's 40 that he said. 40 different foreign trade attaches and consul representatives that were familiar with businesses in 40 different countries. And we got at least 15 here today that are hearing, what else do I call it? The sales pitch. This is who we are. This is what we have in the Rio Grande Valley. This is the advantages, and we do have advantages over Houston, over San Antonio, and other markets. Hey, discover and set up shop here. We could land, I don't know, maybe some chip manufacturer, some data center, something else, maybe motor manufacturer. It's time. We're primed for the arrival of that industry. Judge Richard Cortez joining us right now. Again, we're at Rioplex in Houston. You have already been exposed to some of these folks that might be potential investors here near future. Just give me your quick assessment of some of the folks that you've met so far at Rioplex.
Well, we have a lot of people from Mexico here trying to promote Mexico, and we have a lot of, like I said, we're going to have over 15 different foreign countries here to listen to us and hear what we have to offer. As you know, in the global economy, goods and services come from all over the world, so we want to make sure that they know who we are, what we offer, and the uniqueness of our area. When you talk about Rioplex, we're over 3 million people. We're connected to, like as I said before, to land, sea, rail, and air. And not too many people can say that. We have 14 international bridges. We have 7 airports. Some have commercial carriers, both on the bridges and in our airports. But one of the biggest assets we have is we're a young area. Mm-hmm. Our median age is 29 years old. And I think that's extremely important because we have a pipeline that's going to last a long time of a ready workforce. What we need to do is we need to offer smart labor as opposed to cheap labor. If we try to recruit companies here based that we have cheap labor, we're going to lose because there's many other areas that can offer cheaper labor than we can. But I don't think that the future companies, the modern future companies of tomorrow, are going to be needing cheap labor. They're going to be needing smart labor because that's where we're moving. Robotics, automation are really the jobs of tomorrow. They're not the jobs of today, but they're going to be the jobs of tomorrow.
Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez. We're broadcasting from Rioplex, this Foreign Direct Investment Summit, first ever one for the Valley, and it's being conducted in Houston with over a dozen potential foreign investor countries looking at the assets that are available in the Rio Grande Valley. One of the major issues that we're overcoming here is we show the ability that we can work together. Top Valley cities, the county, the region, with institutions that will need to work together to make it happen. From the port to the bridges to the schools. What else needs to take place? And I failed to mention, we have the governor's economic development table here as well. We got representative economic development. So, from your perspective, what also needs to happen at state level in order to help us make sure to unfurl those sails and let's capture that win?
Jerry, I think we need some help with infrastructure things. I think we need to have certainly a more reliable source of water, a more reliable source of power. We have to have more connectivity in our roads and bridges. We're the only area that doesn't have an interstate highway. We need state's help for that, and federal help for that. Other than that, I think we're very well suited to serve many industries and many people that are looking, to make investments and to have a good future. When I was mayor of McAllen, I would speak to almost everybody that was coming over to McAllen that was new from another areas. And I would ask them, I said, what is the most important thing for you coming here? He said, you know what? We want stable government. If you give us a set of rules, don't change the rules. We're going to come here assuming that those rules are going to be for a while. So I think state government, federal government should help us with that we don't keep changing the rules. Let's decide on what rules we want to have and let's keep them.
Sales is all about relationships, right? One-on-one, shaking hands, looking people right in the face. And I would imagine that's one of the blessings of having these conversations with these 15 foreign attaches and folks who know businesses from those countries to say, this is county government or this is city government, and we're committed. Forgive me for using the words grease the skids, but it might be a pejorative, but to make sure that the permitting process are efficient, quick, safe, and make sure that we're going to receive that industry and lay the pipe, put the power, whatever's necessary to get it done. And that's why we need representation from counties to look at these people.
Absolutely.
Say, bring it on.
Absolutely, sir. I think you're dead on. You're dead on that. I'm just very excited that I see a perfect storm right now in the leadership in the Rio Grande Valley. We're all working together. The mayors, the cities, the counties. We understand that working together makes us better.
All right, Judge. Thank you for your time, and much success in these conversations that you'll be conducting today. From Houston at Rioplex at this Direct Foreign Investment Summit, first ever for the Rio Grande Valley. This is Newstalk 710 KURV. Again, join us on Facebook, X, YouTube. We're doing all the platforms today as well. The time is 7:31. This is Newstalk 710 KURV. This is your station for Houston Astros play-by-play. Join us for Astros weeknights and weekends. Big thank you to the Mission Economic Development Office. Big thanks as well to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. We got sports next on 710 KURV.
Did you know Mighty Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC also does duct cleaning?
Here, Feathers, guess what?
Tea.
Coffee. You know I don't like tea.
Oh, no. Mighty Mike's offers duct cleaning to make sure your ducts are clean and system running efficiently to save you money. Now is a great time for duct cleaning, so just call 956-686-1353.
Oh, I found callmightymike.com. They do all HVAC services and more.
Except that, but they do duct cleaning. Get your system done. Mighty Mike's to the rescue.
Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax. Are your property taxes too high? Well, you can kiss that money goodbye until you call cat tax. Oh yeah, we save money for you. Cat tax, cat tax. Call cat tax, cat tax. No savings,
no fees.
Call 631-SAVE. Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax. Cat tax.
If your property taxes are too high, you don't have to just kiss your money goodbye. Not with CAD Tax on your side. CAD Tax, they do all the work and you save all that money. If they don't win, you don't pay. No savings, no fee. There's nothing to lose. That's the CAD Tax guarantee. Call 631-SAVE.
No savings,
no fee.
That's a written guarantee. Cat tax, cat tax, cat tax, cat tax.
Coming up after the Valley's morning news, stay tuned for the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez, starting at 9, followed by the Dana Show with Dana Lash at 11 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and on the Radio Potami app.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Luka made his return last night to Dallas and had some love to give for his former city.
No, honestly. Everybody saw me the way I reacted to the video. All these fans, I really appreciate it, man. All the teammates I had, everybody had my back. I'm just happy, this guy, I love these fans. I love the city, but it's time to move on.
but the Mavs fall 112-97. Spurs showed life last night with a buzzer beater from Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes, the former Warrior, fades for the win. Harrison Barnes does it in the Bay.
Spurs got the W 114-111. The Rockets take a rough beating last night, falling to the Clippers 134-117. Astros lost the lead and fell to the Mariners with a score of 6-7. And the Rangers finally bounced back, beating the Cubbies 6-2. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
The Orlando Magic have secured a home court for the playing round after blowing out Boston 96-76 in Orlando. Franz Wagner led all scoring with 23 points. The Magic now 500 at 40-40, but they're 12-3 in the Southeast Division. Baseball wins for the Yankees, Dodgers, Giants, Padres, and Phillies. And Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill had the police called after a dispute with him and his wife. Not the first time Hills had run-ins with the law. And that's sports. I'm Rob Bushka.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be sunny from start to finish today. High temperature 87 to 93, and then we're clear overnight at low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, sunshine 85 to 90, and then we're going to have more sunny weather for the entire weekend and a bit of a breeze. Highs will vary from 87 to 91 Saturday, 89 to mid 90s on Sunday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Major assets that we bring to the table to provide to, for example, today, the 15 nations that are hearing this sales pitch from the Valley. At the Port of Brownsville, deepening, by the way, thanks to liquefied natural gas investment, billions of dollars that are here. Yeah, we got that partner, that investor in LNG that is dredging and making the port even deeper for bigger, fatter ships, jobs, more investment at the port. We got an industrial park that's growing by leaps and bounds. Got a special, like, Italian firm setting up shop for some food processing and more jobs. You listen to KURV. Go to portofbrownsville.com and sign up for the free newsletter.
The City of McAllen is thrilled to offer your business an opportunity to apply for a matching grant of up to $15,000. The Refresh 50/50 grant was designed with your business in mind. Apply for the Refresh 50/50 grant to upgrade your storefront with improvements like new paint, signage, landscaping, art, lights, doors, and more. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity and apply today at
Pain management specialist Dr. Dennis Slavin on patients who've had back surgery but are still in pain.
Many patients I see who have undergone back surgery complain that the ugly pain radiating down their thigh and leg is still present. What's worse, they're told there's nothing else that can be done and are stuck to a life of limited physical activity and reliance on pain medication. I may have the answer for you: spinal cord stimulation. I have a treatment specific for this radiating discomfort called neuropathic pain. This treatment has been around since the 1960s, but with recent computer modeling technique, delivery of precise electrical signals can replace that pain with a massaging sensation that translates to less pain, less reliance on pain meds, and return to an active life. This technology is cutting edge and lives in a comfortable room at my office. Patients are amazed by the pain relief. They wonder why they waited so long to be feeling better at last.
Learn more about feeling better at last by signing on to feelingbetteratLast.com or call Dr. Slavin 973-0565.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. CNBC reports Kevin Hassett, director of the National Economic Council, said the volatility in the bond market was not a direct reason for the Trump tariff pause, but likely added a little more urgency to the decision. The 10-year Treasury yield rose above 4.5%, and the 30-year rate spiked above 5% overnight ahead of the pause, with bond prices tumbling. President Trump has raised tariffs on China to 125%, hours after China boosted taxes on American imports to 84% and vowed to fight to the end. Amazon has postponed the launch of its first Kuiper internet satellite due to stubborn clouds and heavy winds. Launch partner United Launch Alliance will provide a new liftoff time at a later point. Amazon is racing to compete with SpaceX's Starlink, which has roughly 8,000 satellites in orbit.
Want me to read it?
Futures are sharply lower after President Trump paused reciprocal tariffs for 90 days. Yesterday, the Dow Industrials gained 29.62. That's Your Money Now.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast is going to be sunny from start to finish today. High temperature 87 to 93, and then we're clear overnight at low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, sunshine 85 to 90, and then we're going to have more sunny weather for the entire weekend and a bit of a breeze. Highs will vary from 87 to 91 Saturday, 89 to mid 90s on Sunday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
And temperatures across South Texas, mostly mid-60s. We're broadcasting the morning news and all of KURV programming today. We're broadcasting from Houston at Rioplex, the RGV Rioplex Investment Summit. We got 15 Nation hearing the sales pitch from local leadership in business and also in government, why they should set up in the Rio Grande Valley. We've got all the game pieces on the board. It's time to play. So join us for those conversations with the top leadership. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. We got Fox News up in 2 minutes.
Spotlight on Your Health. Brought to you by DHR Health.
From the ENT Institute at DHR Health, Dr. Charles Tybett.
Obstructive sleep apnea is a condition in which people stop breathing while they're asleep, and their body has to really wake them back up a little bit in order to get them to start breathing again. And these people suffer from chronic sleep deprivation. The main treatment for it is what we call a CPAP machine. But for a lot of folks, it's very difficult to tolerate the treatment because it requires that you wear a mask over your face. And there are unfortunately some patients who don't sleep a whole lot better with that than they did with their obstructive sleep apnea. Those are the kind of people that we can really help with the Inspire implant. The procedure is called Inspire. It's for people with obstructive sleep apnea. It is an electrode that stimulates specific muscles in the tongue that causes the airway to open up and allow the patient to breathe while they can remain asleep and get a restful sleep throughout the night. What's really fascinating, the device actually collects data, and that data is uploaded to the Inspire company, and they'll look at that data and can make all kinds of small adjustments to improve upon a patient's sleep. So we'll see that when that device is activated about 6 to 8 weeks after the procedure, they have an improvement in their sleep, but as they continue to turn in data, their sleep continues to get better and better.
From the DHR Health ENT Institute, Dr. Charles Tybett, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life.
You know Martin Farm and Ranch as the Valley's premier Purina feed dealer.
We're so much more than a feed store. Come on in.
Stay Tough Superior Fence Products.
Yeah, we got it.
Electric fencing, parts and supplies.
Yep, we got that too. Show feed and supplements. We got them. Deer feeders and blinds. We got them.
Live animals and pet supplies.
Got a hungry dog? We can help you. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply. So much more than a feed store. Just look for the horse.
News and information to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
"15 minutes to the hour. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, or I could say maybe south, like really south Houston. That would be the RGV today. I'm in Houston at the RGV Rioplex Direct Foreign Investment Summit. Producer Freddie Cruz, he's driving this ship back at 710 KURV HQ in the RGV. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Stock futures are lower after yesterday's big bounce back when President Trump announced a 90-day pause on new tariffs that had just gone into effect. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett says there was concern over a U.S. government bond sell-off.
I think the president decided on his own, really, that, well, we're going to announce this anyway. We might as well do it today. There's a little bit of an extra push for the bond market. But this is the plan that he was pursuing all along.
He's on Fox and Friends. A judge in Idaho has heard arguments about what evidence to allow in a quadruple murder case.
Brian Koberger's defense team asking a judge to ban some witness testimony, 911 audio and other evidence, even terms like psychopath, sociopath, and murderer, and DNA from key evidence that prosecutors say linked their client to the killings of 4 University of Idaho students in Moscow.
Fox's Jeff Manasse. The trial is set to start in August. America's listening to Fox News.
It's 13 minutes to the hour. This is the Valley's Morning News. 15 nations, and also the top mayors, the top county judges, and also top businesses and infrastructure from the Valley. That'd be the bridges, the Rio Grande Valley Port of Brownsville, and others gathering in Houston right now. And that's where we are at the RGV Rioplex Summit. We're talking to 15 nations, hoping that now that it's popular to invest in the U.S., maybe get some investment, get some companies to make commitments to South Texas. The governor's office is here as well with their economic development table. And energy is one of those topics of discussion among these leaders. And in Austin, the Texas power grid will need to improve as the Texas economy continues to expand at a very rapid pace. So energy regulators saying this week that they are projecting a 50% increase in demand not even before the end of this decade.
There's a backlog already for gas turbines, so natural gas power plants are not going to be able to provide a lot of that new growth.
That's Professor Ed Hers from just down the street at the University of Houston. He was looking at green energy, and he says green energy is facing some struggles.
The tariff war that's underway is going to severely restrict the growth of solar farms and potentially wind farms as well.
And what about nuclear? Yeah, if you start today, it takes about 4 years to get nuclear online. So Texas needs to increase power to host more businesses. You're listening to the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV, live from Houston from RGV Rioplex Direct Foreign Investment Summit. Stay with us.
I had gotten a phone call yesterday around noon, and I was at the gym at the time. They called me twice, and I called back, and they told me, you won $1,000, and I didn't believe it. I actually had to call my bank, and I called customer service and everything, and then they also confirmed that it's true that I won, and that's why I love Lone Star National Bank.
Swipe, win, repeat. For every 35 debit card swipes, our customers have a chance at winning $1,000 every quarter. Make the switch to LSNB. Start swiping today.
This is a fraud alert. It is a crime in Texas for a person to solicit an accident victim for purposes of legal representation. If you have not requested the call or personal visit, report this crime to the Texas Rangers.
It takes one whiff. Everything on the menu seems to be calling out to you. Dish after dish looks so good that you just can't seem to make up your mind. Everything looks better than the last thing. It's almost mind-boggling, and that's the moment that you realize you are at the right place. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat. Sushi, all kinds, and always delicate, fresh, and delicious. Sushi and Chinese food all at the same place. Zen. Everything you want. Individually, custom, wok-fired, crispy General Chow chicken, and all of your favorite Chinese food like sizzling steak lo mein. It's an experience you'll absolutely love. Lunch and dinner, all you can eat at Zen. You don't have to decide on one thing because you get it all. Everything on the menu is yours for one low price. All you can eat. Bring everybody. With kids' meals at just $8.99, there's just no better option out there. Zen Asian Bistro. All you can eat, unlimited, unapologetically affordable. Zen.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Wherever you go, there we are. On air, online, on the go. News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
Thank you much for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News. It's news radio for South Texas. And this morning, we're broadcasting from Houston. AccuWeather says highs today should be low 90s. Gee, wow, I thought they said we're going to stay in the 80s for a while. Okay, so it's 93, 94, and then low 90s tomorrow, and then mid-upper 90s by Sunday. Right now, temperatures mostly mid-60s. News on 710 KURV is a service of Edinburgh CISD along with UTRGV. Their collegiate high school is enrolling freshman and sophomore students. For information, call 956-289-2300. The inflation report this morning is a bit positive. It was down 0.1%, the latest number from D.C. President Trump not backing down on tariffs, promising to increase tariffs against China if China continues to increase tariffs. You might want to check the FDA website. Over 1,700 pounds of butter being recalled over a bacterial contamination. Border Bridge wait times on 710 KURV. Coming back from Brownsville, going back. It's about a half hour at most major bridges right now, the most recent report. News on 710 KURV. This radio station is home to Houston Astros play-by-play. The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
Luka made his return last night to Dallas and had some love to give for his former city.
I don't know, honestly. Everybody saw me the way I reacted to the video. All these fans, I really appreciate it, man. All the teammates I had, everybody had